Hi, it's Lisa Cuneo. Welcome to my scrapbook table. This is week 3 of the Get in Shape series that some YouTubers are doing. We're using basic shapes on scrapbook pages. So here I'm going to show you some things I'm going to use, but here's a sketch where I took some inspiration from. It's from a blog called One Scrap at a Time. This sketch was from 2013. I just found it on Pinterest. I don't even know if that blog is active anymore. But there's the picture I'm going to use, and I have some triangles cut to represent Christmas trees. I am using this Creative Memories paper from Open House. I have a 12 by 12 sticker sheet that is from Simple Stories, 2016 Classic Christmas. I also have these chipboard stickers from Vicky Booten. I do not know what collection they are from though. So I've already created this page. I have a frame cut and I have this, it looks solid, but it really has a subtle snowflake pattern to it. It's a light gray. I've decided to ink the edges of all my papers, though I just realized I didn't ink the edges of the title block, but that's okay. So here we go. I have that glued down now. I'm going to use this wood veneer piece, and I learned something. I've been using wood veneer for quite a long time, most of it from MK Gunn's store called Some Assemblage Required. I never realized that there's a coating on some of these pieces. It protects the wood grain while it is being cut, and yeah, so I'm gonna have to go back through some of my pages and peel off this little protective coating. I don't know for certain that it would hurt anything, but it might make the wood degrade over time or something. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so I am peeling that off now. And I'm deciding how I want my trees. And you'll see in a minute that those two that I'm fiddling with right now, I don't think they're tall enough. So I actually bump those up and just make them look taller, even though they don't actually become any taller. And I did the one on the far right. I made it a little bit shorter, just so it and the red one aren't exactly the same size. I'm getting those glued down. I really like that paper with the diagonal lines on it. It's one of my favorites. I don't know why this photo has like a real light spot across the center. I might reprint that later and see if I can print it any better. I'm not sure. So here I'm pulling this up, and I think I don't have you watch all of me messing with this, because it did take a little while to get that where I wanted and situated. It was glued down really, really well. I guess I did make you watch it all. Oh well. But I bumped it up some, and the photo's gonna cover that hole, so it won't matter. But I like it better with those sticking up a little further in the back. And I did decide to pop this photo up on 2 layers of scrap cardstock to give it a little bit of dimension. But then that meant, since I want the wood grain tree to overlap the photo a bit, I had to do a little bit of finagling and create a little, some layers of cardstock behind it, but not behind all of it. I had to leave a space open. It took me a little while to figure that out. It wasn't pretty, but it turned out okay. I really, really love that wood grain piece. It's got the pine trees and some deer, and it just looks very peaceful and restful. Cleaning up a little bit, because I can think better if my work surface isn't quite so cluttered. And now I'm thinking about a title, and I love this Merry Christmas. I like the font. And at first I think it's going to go on the bottom, but if it's going to go there, I felt like it needed something behind it. And so I went through my scrap bin where I have reds and oranges and pinks, And I found this piece of paper from an old paper pad. I don't even know what one or where it was from, but it was just the right red. It looks a little orangey on here, but in person, it looks like a good red to match this paper. So I also used a die from an old die set from Stampin' Up! To give that a scalloped border. And I'm going to use this snow globe, and I put it on wax paper for a little bit just while I think about where I'm going to put it. And I've decided I need the title to go at the top rather than at the bottom. And I'm looking here to see if there's anything else I might use. I decide to add a present over on the bottom left. And if there had been some tinier presents, I would have used those, but there were not. And I could have created a few tiny little presents, but I decided it was fine just as it is. The sketch I used shows several little gifts and things along the bottom underneath the photo, but I just opted not to do that. And now I'm thinking about how I'm going to put that title on, and I decide to punch a couple holes in it and use silver cord to hang it so it doesn't look like it's just floating there in space. I have so much of this silver cord. I've been using it for years. It could be from when I was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, which was many, many years ago. But I have a lot of it. I'm still using it, and I still really like it. I wish I had the gold still. Maybe they still carry it and I could order some. So that's going to go up there, but I decide I'm going to bump that up on some fun foam. And here I've done that. I get it glued down. And you can't see the silver cord very well on screen, but in person it shows up nicely. And I just wrap it up over the top, and I put it down with some adhesive, and also then I go over it with washi tape just to make sure it stays put, and so that the adhesive is covered and doesn't stick to whatever page is behind this one when it goes in an album. In the description box below, I'll have links to the other YouTubers who are playing along on this hop. So be sure to check those out as we get in shape for January, scrapbooking shapes, that is. And the retired math teacher in me loves shapes, so it's a little bit of geometry for me. I miss geometry. Not many people say that, I know, but I do. So there we go. And I'm thinking about what else I can add to this. So I look at that Vicki Boutin package of chipboard stickers, and I find some pine boughs with berries. I don't know if they're berries or what, but seed pods, something. Anyway, I opt to put one in the upper left-hand corner of the gray snowflake paper. I guess I haven't decided that yet. There's a big one and a small one, so I put the big one up on the left. I put the smaller one close to the title. Like it's hanging down from beneath the title. I may have to glue those down a little more. I'm not sure how well that adhesive. And then I saw this little bird, and I'm like, I can put a bird in the tree. I really like the bird. And last, I did put another scallop that I cut with the same die that's on the background of the title, and I put it underneath there. What you don't see in the video or even in the still shots is that in each of the scallops, I went through and used white gel pen to add some detail, and I really like what that did. But I had already done my video and my still shots and everything, so you will not see that. So just imagine that there's some white pen detail in those scallops. The still shots are coming up soon. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.